everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome, welcome. Today's video is about just the fears that I have in living alone. And it may be your fears too, or let's see, hold on a second guys, I have to set this thing real quick. Okay. Anyway, let me get comfortable here, guys. Oh, my trusty pillows, my Halloween pillow. Yeah, this is kind of about the fears that people have when living alone, and these are mine. Oh, what a happy subject, right? But it's the reality. I'm here to talk, reality about this. My biggest fear in living alone is something happening to me and no one's here to help me. And I know they have those alert necklaces you can wear, where you press the button and you get help, or you have the Apple Watches where if you fall down and you're down for a certain amount of time, it'll call for help, that type of thing. But I don't know, I just don't want to mess with all that. But that's kind of my biggest fear. And not even so much, okay, well, I guess, yeah, like if you have a stroke and you can't even touch that. You can't even function, you know what I mean? Like maybe you do have that watch. Maybe you can't even move, you can't even lift because of a stroke. That sort of thing worries me. And not even so much about myself, but my dogs. It's like, and let's get real here, when you live alone, if something were to happen to you and you died in your home and you have pets, I worry, is somebody gonna figure something's wrong quick enough to make sure that nothing happens to my dogs? Yeah, guys, I think about that. Because let's be real here. I don't know about your situation, but in mine, even with my kids, if they text me and I don't answer right back, they're not going to be calling and running over here to see if I'm alive or not. I mean, let's be real. Everybody texts so much now that if you don't respond, nobody really thinks anything of it. And that's a fear of mine, is could I be, my daughter keeps in touch with me every single day. I don't think there's a day that goes by, it's very rare, that she doesn't keep in touch with me, whether through FaceTiming or texting, whatever. But yeah, if I don't respond right away, it's, I don't get a phone call, are you all right? That could happen all day long, because I can't get back to a text all the time because I don't know that I got a text because I'm busy doing whatever. So you know what I mean. But my fear is my dogs. It's like, will they be okay? But what I've done to get past this fear is kind of tell myself, whatever is meant to be will be. That's all I can do. That's all I can tell myself. And as for, dying in your apartment alone, yeah, or your house or wherever you live alone, that has gotten to me a few times, because my neighbor across the street, he died in his home. He lives alone, and he wasn't found for like 3 days. And that, it's kind of sad. It's sad to us living people, but when you're gone, you don't know that you're, at least I don't know if you know, who knows what happens after we die, but the body is there for 3 days, and it saddened me terribly. And afterwards I thought, well, he's gone. He doesn't know that. It's me who's thinking about it. And that sort of thing does, it does get to me once in a while. But I keep telling myself it doesn't matter, because when it's your time, it's your time. And one of the examples I think of is my daughter and her husband had a neighbor right across the street from them, a couple that they were very good friends with, and he had a heart attack. I believe, if I remember, he was in the kitchen. He had a heart attack. The husband did. Their son was there. Of course, he called 911 and all that, but it didn't matter. He still passed away. So it didn't matter that someone was there. It was that man's time to go. So I'm telling myself, if it's my time to go, I know if my daughter didn't hear from me in, say a couple days, I know she'd be like, okay, something's wrong. I know that. And she's the only one. My other sons, they contact me. We contact back and forth. But I know she'd be the one to be like, I haven't heard from Mom in a couple days. She hasn't responded. What's going on? So might be a couple days that I'm here. But that's one of them. Another one is slipping and falling in the shower, or just slipping and falling, just falling, period, and maybe conking myself on the head, and I'm knocked out. I'm knocked out, laying on the floor alone or wherever with my dogs running around. Yeah, that worries me about falling. Slipping in the shower. Oh my gosh, have I seen read so many articles of people who not only slipped and injured themselves in the shower, but have died because of it. Well, I have a rubber, shower mat on the bottom of my bathtub so that I will not slip. And I do that because a while back, I stepped into the shower with my left foot and it slid, and I ended up, like, say this is my left foot and this is my right leg. I put my foot into the bathtub, it slid, and I came straight down on my right shin. Oh my God, it was so painful. I had a knot that big just sticking out of it like an egg. It was nasty. It was so, thankfully my son was here, Nathan was here at the time, but it hurt so badly, and that's when I realized, nope, I'm putting a shower mat, a bath mat in the tub, a non-slip one. And I got mine at Walmart, and it's a rubber one, and it works great. It suctions down, and I had tried a few different types. There were some that were like a clear plasticky type of shower mat. Those things were slipperier than the bathtub itself. Those were awful. I'm sure you've seen them. They're clear or blue, but they're, or clear color or blue, but they're all see-through, like plastic. And they're crisscrossy type of stuff. Those were dangerous. I got rid of that immediately. I was like, oh no, that's worse than the shower tub or the tub itself. So that's another one, is falling. Another one is somebody trying to break in while I'm here alone. That comes across my mind now and then. I've gotten over that initial fear to where it, really affects me. I've gotten over that. But it's still there, when I hear a certain sound at night or something like that, I'm like, I'm in here alone. And even though I have my protection, I still, I dread the thought of ever having to use it. It's like, and I know they say that once somebody's in your house, you have the right to protect yourself, and that's that. But that's a terrifying thought, to think of having to actually use it. So that's kind of one of my fears too, is somebody breaking in and you're like, what do I do? If somebody like really starts breaking in the window or the door or something, of course you call the police immediately. But by the time they get there, who knows what can happen. So that's kind of a little fear, not a big one anymore. It used to be when my son first moved out. I had that fear. It was terrible. I would lay there in bed and every little sound was like, this is it, somebody's breaking in, And so I've kind of gotten over that, but it's still there. It's still there when I hear a sound, or my dogs growl. We're laying in bed and, I'm watching TV and we're laying in bed together, me and my puppies, and all of a sudden they perk up, their ears go up and they start, "Arr." That creeps me out because I don't know, is somebody lurking around right outside? You don't know why they're growling like that. But that can be a pretty big fear. The other fear is getting really sick. Now, I've been lucky to where when I've gotten really sick, my son Nathan has come to stay with me for a few days. But it's not for the endurance of the whole thing. I mean, he has his life, and getting really sick and having to be alone. Like, I have a neighbor, bless her heart. I called her one day and it was about another issue, but it turned out she'd been real sick with the flu, and I thought, poor thing, she's been in there alone, sick as a dog with the flu. I don't know about you guys, but I hate being alone when I don't feel well. I hate it. It's like, I wish somebody was there to just talk to me and comfort me, but that's one of my fears too, is catching the flu or catching COVID or who knows what. And then you don't want, your kids to come and catch what you've got, and like I say, this is for people living alone. So that's one of those fears too, where it's like, God, I will do anything to avoid getting sick or injured. I will do anything because it's so hard. At least it is for me. I know there are some people out there, they like to be left alone when they're sick or injured. I'm the opposite. If I'm sick or injured, I want someone there to help me and and help me get through whatever I'm going through. So that's just kind of, the fear. And there's also the fear of just aging alone. And it's weird that, I don't know, I have to tell you this, guys. For those of you living alone, if you're depressed about it, if you're really down about it, and it just makes you feel bad, I found something that is really working really well. I saw this video of this guy who said, he was like a therapist, counselor type person, and he said, start each day, as soon as you wake up, you're laying in bed, you wake up, go over 10 things. Think of 10 things that you are completely grateful for, no matter how small, no matter how big, be grateful for it. Literally, 10 things. And I started doing this, and he explained how it rewires your brain to get out of that funk of, I live alone, gosh, I hate this is so, And of course, this doesn't apply to you, people who love living alone. This is for people who are struggling with it. And I have struggled with it, but now I'm feeling so much different because he explained how doing this actually rewires your brain to think on a different path. And I thought, well, that's so simple. How can that really work? It's actually working, guys. I am waking up feeling so much better about life. No matter what goes on, I'm still feeling better. Yes, I have my days where I'm a little, but then I right away go into start thinking about things I have to be grateful for. As soon as you get that funky feeling mood, like you're down, you're depressed, you're lonely, whatever, you start thinking of immediately 10 things to be grateful for. And it doesn't have to be just 10. You can go through as many as you want. And I mean the simplest to the biggest. The simplest, like, I have a toothbrush and toothpaste to brush my teeth. My teeth are nice and clean. My breath is fresh. I have a bed. I have a pillow. I have blankets. Just anything you can give. I have a car. I have my pets. I have my kids, my grandkids. You go through anything that brings you pleasure or makes you feel grateful for having it. It can really, it starts your day in a whole different way. And now I'm doing it at night too when I lay down. Like yesterday, I got a lot of stuff done. I took all the cushion covers off my couch and washed them, put them outside to dry in the sun. They came out beautiful. Oh my God, they were so dirty. It's amazing how dirty those couch cushion covers are. Luckily on my couch you can take them off and wash them. Not dry them, but wash them and put them out to dry. Oh, and they smelled so fresh. They were brighter. And my couch is darker colors, but they were still brighter. So I got a lot done in the house. I got a lot of little things done. And I laid down and I was just like, I'm so grateful I was able to do the things I needed to do today. I'm so grateful for my health. I'm so grateful for this bed. I'm so grateful for my little dog snuggled next to me. I'm going through a list at the end of the day to be grateful for the good things or the pleasurable things or the easier things that happen through the day. And there's a lot of them that we don't stop to think of. Like this morning, I was just telling my daughter, because she FaceTimes me every morning during the week so that my little 5-year-old grandson, Jack, he talks to Grandma every morning while they're waiting to go into school, waiting in the car. And I was telling her this morning, I walked out and I opened the shades in the kitchen because I have a big picture window in my kitchen and my table is right below it. And I have decor and stuff on my table, and she and her kids, her family, gave me a Halloween tablecloth. It's a you know, the vinyl type, but it's for Halloween, and it's purple and it has all this, you know, Halloween stuff on it. And then I have my Halloween decor on it and my plants, and then my fall decor throughout the kitchen. Well, the sun came through because I face east, and I face what's known as the Sandia Mountains. And I'm like, what, 2 large city blocks away from the base of the mountains. That's how close I am. And the sun this morning, because it was a little bit behind some colorful clouds, but not enough to block the sun hit my kitchen to where it was yellow orange. The light was yellow orange and my whole kitchen was lit up and it looked beautiful. Everything was this light was reflecting off of all of my fall decor and everything I had on the table and everything. I just stood right here because my living room goes right to the kitchen. I just stared at my kitchen and just basked in that beautiful glowing orange yellow light. It was so pretty, guys. It was so warming and comforting. I can't even tell you. It just, oh, I don't know, it just felt good. And it made me very happy. So that'll be one of those things that I'm very grateful for when I go to bed tonight. I started the day with a beautiful glowing kitchen. So try that, guys. If you're feeling down and your fears are of loneliness and what it does to you, try it. It really does work. Another fear I have is, since I am single and living alone, one of my biggest fears is losing my, how can I put it? Losing my desire to just keep going on, which is what this 10 being grateful for 10 things has helped with. Because when you live alone, sometimes, depending on your personality, of course, you start feeling like, oh, what's the point? What's the point of this? What's the point of that? It's just me. It's just me. Well, this 10 things, being grateful for 10 things, has helped me a lot. But that's a fear because I see that. I've seen videos, I've read articles of people who they've given up on everything because they're living alone. They feel like, what is the point? And, you know, it can happen because when you don't have someone to share something with all the time, you can get to where it's like, oh, forget it, what the hell. Well, I'm fighting that because that is part of what can happen to a lot of people who live alone. I've seen that. I've read articles, I've seen videos of people who are talking about loneliness, and then I read the comments. Oh my goodness gracious. The people saying, I've given up, I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't see any point in living anymore. I've seen people actually talking or, putting in their comments that they don't want to go on. So I'm fighting that fear because that can take over you, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm trying to think of those are really my main fears, guys, is, the loneliness can take over and make you just not even want to go on. People breaking in, just all the things that I mentioned. Falling and hurting yourself or dying alone. We all die alone, let's be real. Even if you've got a family surrounding you, you're dying alone. But that one I have really fought. I think I pretty much conquered it. It's like, I'm a firm believer that when it's your time, it's your time. You can't speed it up by 1 minute. You can't slow it down by 1 minute. When it's your time, that's it. You're going to go. You're going to go. And that one I fought. But like I said, it's still there. I guess my biggest one is if I were to fall and have a stroke and no one's here, and I'm laying there awake and knowing I can't move, I can't do anything, that one freaks me out. More so than even if I were to die. Because I know that, my dogs, I worry about them having water. If I were to die in here, will they have enough water till somebody gets here? And I know they have those water dispensers for dogs, but I had one once and oh my God, it got so slimy and nasty in the bowl. So I got rid of it. But that's my biggest fear, more so than dying, because if I die, well, I'm gone. But I worry, will somebody be here quick enough for my dog's sake? Yeah, guys, I love my dogs. But yeah, tell me some of the ones. I can't think of any right now anymore, but put below what other fears you might have and how maybe you've conquered them or deal with them, because you could help other people if they have the same fears by putting that in the comment, whatever your fear might be. One of the other fears I have is when I can't drive anymore. I don't want to be dependent on anybody to be taking me all over the place for the rest of my life should something happen where I can't drive. That is a fear. If I didn't have a car, I would lose my freaking mind. So yeah, that's a fear too, is not being able to drive anymore. Whether something happens to the vision or physically or whatever. Oh man, that would be so hard for me to deal with. I would feel like a trapped animal, not knowing I can't just hop in my car and go. So that's kind of another fear, but hopefully, knock on wood, that's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. But I'm just kind of in the mood today. I was thinking about things I'm so grateful for. And then I also saw a video yesterday of a man he was talking about all his fears now that he's older and living alone. He's divorced, and I thought, yeah, it's true. We have a lot of fears that maybe we don't want to talk about because we're embarrassed, or maybe you're embarrassed to bring it up, whatever that fear might be, because there's a lot of things you can fear in being alone. I just can't think of a whole lot right now for some reason. But I named you the main ones, and even when I was showering today, I thought, man, imagine if I slipped in here and bonked my head and I'm laying there and the hot water runs out and I'm laying here like this and just cold water is hitting my body. Ice cold water. Isn't that a crazy thought? But it was there. That's why never, ever, ever, ever get into a shower, or if you're going to shower, until you have the water at the safe, comfortable, warm temperature. Never start it out hot and then step in and maybe stay away from it while you're waiting for it to cool down. Like say you change it, you reach over, oh, I'm going to change it, it's too hot, and stand away from the water while it's cooling down to the better temperature. Don't do that, because if you get in there and you do slip and it's too hot before you have a chance to change it, you're going to lay there under scalding water if you knock yourself out. So yeah, make sure that water is the right temperature before you step in. But yeah, that's one of my thoughts too, is being in a shower and I fall, or who knows what happens, and the warm water runs out and I'm laying there with cold water hitting me. Ice cold water, that could be dangerous. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of laughing about it all because we all have some kind of fears as because we're living alone, or especially if you get older, we have a lot of different fears that maybe younger ones don't have, like a stroke, heart attack, you know, all kinds of things, a fall. And because as you know, when we're older and we fall, it can, we're not so spry to just jump up and, oh, that hurt, I'm fine. We get hurt. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a good day. Today is Wednesday. Hump day, yes. Not that it matters, I'm retired, but to this day I still have this mental thing of Monday through Friday is different than Saturday than Sunday. Don't know why. It still hasn't gone away. But anyway, guys, I hope you're having a good day, and seriously, talk about what fears you have and maybe what you've done to get over them or to cope with them. Because you'd be surprised how many people are helped through YouTube, and the comments, just the comments alone can help somebody. They have me. They've given me ideas of things to do or how to handle something differently just by reading other people's comments. So anyway, have a good one, guys, and I will see you in my next video. So take care and think about it. Give me some ideas. Give other people ideas. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Have a good one. Did I get it?